Hello YouTube, it's Sunday, April 30th, 4:15 p.m. and my apologies for the vertical video, but I'm holding a drink from Costco, and I learned a long time ago that I can't carry a drink and shoot ordinary horizontal video with a smartphone at the same time without dropping the drink or dropping the smartphone. So this just is what it is. You know, and the crappy thing is, if I was still using my iPhone right now, which it's still dead. Mostly dead because the screen is screwed up and to the point where I can't unlock it. But it's still got the issue with the home button. Still got the issue with it. Wow, I got a motorist coming up right behind me, but doesn't want to pass me. Yeah, this exit here is a lot busier than it used to be due to the fact that the next entrance over there is closed for the construction. Now, this guy trying to navigate his way across the street. Is this enough traffic? I'm walking up to the crosswalk to avoid that situation. But yeah, coming out of the Costco, that was a little dicey right there. There's no pedestrian walkway. You know, nobody thinks to include that in developments because everybody drives, right? But yeah, right now there's a lot more traffic coming in and out of that driveway because the next driveway over is closed due to the construction of them tearing out the old Costco gas station, since the new one's been open for a while. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with that. I'm assuming they're taking everything out, including the tanks and stuff. So that requires a little bit more digging than other types of removal projects. But I'm optimistic for what it's going to look like when they're done. I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to expand the parking lot. But at the edge of it, they've got a bunch of, like, I can't say mature trees. It's super expensive to move mature trees. But they've got a bunch of potted trees that they're getting ready to plant there. They're good-sized trees. I mean, they're I want to say they're like 6-7 feet tall. Like, they're not little itty-bitty trees. Like, they're good sized trees ready to be transplanted. And will I still be around to enjoy the shade of them? Probably not really. But, you know, it is nice to see trees being included as part of a development, because I don't feel like there's enough of that. So yeah, this is just a short walk. I'm walking home from Costco. I went over there because you just can't beat $1.50 for lunch. Big hot dog, refillable fountain drink. I got the raspberry tea, which is nice. Like, I'll drink most of it while I'm sitting there eating, and then go ahead and refill it on the way out. As I was getting ready to start shooting the vlog coming out, I ran into a old friend of mine who I haven't seen in a long time, but she's still on my Snapchat. I do occasionally see her snaps, and it seems like she's going through some tough times herself. Says her car's broken down. She's working for a subcontractor that gives away free samples inside of Costco. This is a part-time gig, so she's looking for a full-time work from home gig because she as her car is broken down, needs a whole new motor. I'm like, ooh, ouch. It's like, yeah, I can relate to it. It's hard getting around. But yeah, she said she's coming there on a bus. I'm not sure if she's moved since the last time. It's been a long time since we've talked to each other. I'm surprised she recognized me, because I honestly didn't recognize her. But she kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like pulling out the phone. I'm like, hello, YouTube. And she's like, hey, Dan. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? But yeah, I had a little chat with her and stuff. Of course, she had to bounce. Her break was over. But She said, I said, are you still on my Snapchat? She goes, yeah. I'm like, well, hit me up later. So hopefully she will. It'd be cool to catch up with her over a couple of drinks, and I'm assuming she's, if not living in the same place, living fairly close. She used to live roughly a block from the Wander Inn, which is certainly walking distance from here. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't consider it walking distance, but I walk there all the time. Wow, look at that car. I think that's a Saturn. Yeah, I almost forgot that those existed. That was like Saturn's little, Saturn Sky, their little high-performance sports car. Those are so badass and so uncommon. God, that's probably about the same year as my car, my Saturn. Oh. Which, of course, I haven't got back, as you can probably guess by the fact that I'm walking. No word from Rob all weekend. I want to say like Friday. Oh, Friday early afternoon, because I kind of went out for a bit of a journey, which I didn't vlog on that. I kind of mentioned it in some other vlogs, but I went out I just woke up like in the middle of the day and unexpectedly got a text from somebody that wanted to hang out for a little bit. I'm like, it's like pretty much the middle of my night, but yeah, sure. And anyways, I was on my way back home from that, taking the 44th Street bus. I texted Rob and asked him, hey, how that was, how my car was going. He said, next one on the lift, which is funny because that's almost word for word what he told me when I texted him about it like a week before that. You gotta love chat logs on smartphones. I don't ever delete everything, so it's like I can scroll back. It's like, wait a minute, isn't that what you said last time? Oh yeah, it's just like 4 text bubbles up. And I was like, well, dude, it's hot out here. In fact, I think it's over 100 degrees today. At least it was earlier. It might have cooled down a little bit now that it's overcast. It doesn't feel as hot as it did yesterday while I was walking. Oh, and yesterday while I was walking, when I said it was 92, yeah, there is absolutely no way it was 92. I'm thinking just this phone, being the piece of shit that it is, didn't update my weather thing that's supposed to show the current temperature, because yeah, it felt a lot warmer than 92. And after that video, I ended up going into the VFW to meet with my property manager. I want to call him my landlord because it feels like my landlord, but like he's a property manager. He's not the owner of the property, and technically a landlord would be the owner of the property, whom I have never met. I just know he's a property investor, a person, not a corporation, that lives in California. That's pretty much all I know about him. I do remember a few years ago, one of my neighbors was having some issues, and she gave me his personal contact information and was, I guess, kind of wanting me to contact and complain about stuff as well, and which I never did. And at this point, I don't have the actual landlord's contact information anymore. And it was like, I felt bad for what she was going through, but I was having absolutely no issues. So I didn't, as much as I wanted to help her out, it just didn't make sense for me to contact the owner of the building when I personally was having absolutely no issues. So, anyway. And the way I am with my apartment, I'm probably yeah, I'm awake, leave me alone, phone. Yeah, the way I am with my apartment, I've probably got that scrap of paper in a pile somewhere. Yeah, I don't even remember what the actual landlord's name is. But anyway, Lon, the property manager, who's been like collecting my rent for 7 years now. It will be 7 years that I've been there in May. which is interesting that my rent hike doesn't start until June. I'm pretty sure I moved in on the 1st of May. I'm not complaining. I will take the lower rent for this one more month, which, by the way, I did get it paid. I know I earlier in this vlog said that I wasn't going to have enough money to pay my rent on time and was like crossing my fingers that I could hold out and pay it on like the 3rd or something without any serious repercussions. And then I got my direct deposit from Amazon, and it was substantially bigger than I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest, I don't pay as close of attention to my hours and my virtual digital pay stubs and stuff. Like, I know that stuff's all in the A to Z app. I've never really figured out how to do it, and part of me should maybe pore over that so I know what's going on, but it just, you know the saying, ignorance is bliss. And I find by just, I kind of know a ballpark of what my weekly payments usually are, and I can be pleasantly surprised when they're bigger than that. And I try to sort of budget around what they normally are, so when they're bigger, it's just like, oh, well, that's nice. So yeah, that's nice. I was able to pay my rent yesterday, and but yeah, when I got in there, boy, and I mentioned at the end of my video that I was feeling really dehydrated. But yeah, I got in there, I must have wolfed down like 3. Oh, that's a cool looking car. Look at that. The heck is that? I don't know, to me it's just refreshing to see any car these days that isn't an ugly ass crossover or SUV. I'm just like, what the hell ever happened to hatchbacks? I like hatchbacks. I miss my hatchbacks. I hope to get them fixed. I hope to get one of them fixed this summer. I would love to be driving the silver CRX at some point this summer. Now, is that a feasible thing? Hard to say. But it would sure be nice. Anyway, God, I'm just totally wasting time. I was planning on walking home and giving myself a little bit of time at home, but now by the time I get home, it's going to be time to, I'm going to head out. Yeah, today I was thinking about, doing like I did, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but doing like I did previously and taking the light rail up to Osbar and hanging out for a couple of hours, and then hour and a half, however long I hung out there, doing a little bit of karaoke, and then taking the bus from there to work. Feels like that was it feels like that was a few weeks ago, actually. Anyway, yeah, when I got to Costco and while I was eating my hot dog, I was kind of poring over the bus schedules in the Valley Metro app. And at about 6:07, I realized that I would have to catch the 19 South bus at 5:11. And at that point, I didn't look at any more schedules. It's like, yeah, I highly doubt I could even get there by 5:11 from here. So, not happening. Which sucks, because I'm still sitting on a decent amount of time left on my, riding time left on my Lime Ride Pass, but less than 24 hours left in which to redeem it. But yeah, no point. I do want to take take the scooter to the Van Buren bus versus the McDowell bus. The Van Buren bus is way more pleasant to ride, and it seems to be more reliable as far as actually showing up. It's still a problem with Valley Metro of scheduled buses straight up not showing up. And I didn't really get to talk about that much. When I did the video where I was walking from the Van Buren bus on Friday night over to the warehouse, I said I was going to explain what happened in the next video, and I totally didn't. But I'm almost doubled back to my place. So basically, when I left the bar, because I didn't want to be around Priscilla anymore, because that's just a massively uncomfortable situation for me.